Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Saga here, and today we will be taking a look at HEDGINE. HEDGINE is a really strong special attacker coming in the early Sipanko meta game. Its traits are the reason why it is so famous. So let's just get started right into it and let's get into the traits first. So the first trait is gotta go fast. Changes the Temtem's very low and normal priority techniques to high priority, and this is actually insanely good right now, and that is the most preferable trait that people have been using. But do not underestimate going away gift, because it is when knocked out adds the Temtem positive stat changes to the allies. So what people have been doing lately has been hooking, like using the move hook again and again to stack all those attack stacks on HEDGINE and then passing it to a teammate, making that teammate the carry for the match. But again, if you are a new player, you're looking for what do you want to play, then you go for gotta go fast, because that is the preferred HEDGINE trait. Its high priority is not only useful for offensive but also for defensive as well, because moves like Generify and Plasma Beam allows HEDGINE to control the trades and reduce a lot of damage that is coming through with the burn status as well, even if it is not very bulky. Now again, the pros for HEDGINE, as I said, it's a really good offensive sweeper, strong digital moves, and 3 priority on every single move that it has mostly. As for cons, it has low base stamina and low damage output on turn 1. Gladly, now it is kind of fixed, because now that we have Fake Beard, the stamina issues are kind of looking good for HEDGINE. Now, without further ado, let's get into the moves. So the suggested moveset I would recommend for HEDGINE would be harmful microwaves would be the first move I would recommend. It is basically really good 28 stamina, and if you have synergy and if you even have fake beard plus synergy, that's literally 7 stamina, I believe. So really good damage for turn 1, and really good since we have the fake beard, this makes it really good now as well. Coming to next, I would recommend Generify. It is really good to cover your weaknesses. If you want to just nullify yourself, you do it right away so you do not die in a one shot. If you have a neutral synergy, this is even better because it lets you evade on top of getting nullified, which is completely insane amounts of value. So if you're running it with a neutral kind of team, you're getting absolute value out of HEDGINE right away. Coming to Hellfire, by itself Hellfire does a lot of damage, and let's just not even talk about synergy, because if you have synergy, 2 turns of burn on top of you doing damage, and the best part is that you will always go first. So if you go first and you do burn on your enemy, you're effectively reducing 60% of the incoming damage, considering both of them are burned, so 30% each. And then we wrap up our build with Fire Tornado as the last move, and I do not need to say much about Fire Tornado. It is absolutely there to start blasting stuff up. And the item I would recommend is, of course, going to be Fake Beard. Now, there are some substitutions if you would like. So, Plasma Beam is a recommended substitution, I would say, if you are not running Fake Beard. But I would recommend Fake Beard because the TV spread I will recommend is gonna be for Fake Beard as well. So, go with that, that's fine. But if you want, you can go with Plasma Beam. It is also a good choice. It allows you to control the amount of damage that's incoming from the other side. As for the other items, I would recommend maybe aloe vera or lightning rod, but I still think fake beard is the best item for now at least. You can always go tinfoil hat if you want, as that was the previous item used for HEDGINE. Now let's jump on to the TV spread. So the TV spread I would recommend is going to be a fully aggressive HEDGINE, because I believe that's the best way to play it. So let's jump into it. I would say 125 points in HP. That is basically the leftover TVs that we have in this spread, but hear me out. 125 TVs in HP, 377 TVs in speed, which will bring you to 203, which is enough to outspeed all 3 priority moves in the game after +1 speed buff from morale boosting whip. So I would recommend have at least something in your team that can give you a +1 speed. So, the whip. If you have a whip on any of your teammates, any of your Tems, and you just get that +1 on this HEDGINE, it's always going to be fastest Tem in this matchup, and every time it will go first. Now the rest of the points, which is the most of the points, 494 points in special attack to basically maximize the output, the damage that you're going to put. 0 points in stamina again, because if you have fake beard and you have 0 stamina, it is still enough to do a full rotation of harmful microwaves, hellfire and tornado back to back. So that is what it is about. Now coming to allies and threats, you need to make sure you have, if possible, at least a few of them on your team, because they are really good. So electric coach is a good ally because it covers your weaknesses. Mimit is a good ally because Mimit mostly has morale boosting whip nowadays, so that will give the +1 speed that you require. And Chromion is really good for the harmful microwaves. For 14 stamina is completely insane value. Coming to threats, again, stay careful of Oshara, Okama, Calibus and Mudrid. Again, Oshara is not much of a threat nowadays because it is just not picked that much because of the nerf that dropped on it. But Okama, Calibus and Mudrid are still around, so definitely be careful of it. Now coming to tricks. Well, after one buff from morale boosting whip, HEDGINE can outspeed all 3 priority or slower moves in the game, so use that to your advantage. Know it that if you have +1 speed on that HEDGINE with this spread, you are going first. So use it to your advantage. Make sure that you kill something that's low HP and take advantage of every single inch that you can of that match. Try to pair HEDGINE with Electro Punch users so that it gives 3 priority to those Temps and it can protect HEDGINE from the water temps. The only exception is a Nesla on the opposite side, which cannot die from an Electro Punch if it is electric synthesized. Again, doesn't happen much but can happen. And then the last tip I would say is basically you can use Generify to nullify your weaknesses, and please do not underestimate this. Generify is really good and you will always be going first, so keep that in mind. You can spam Generify to evade if you want. Use it to your advantage. Nullify, do not underestimate that. It is really good value. That would be my take on HEDGINE. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification button to get notified of new uploads. Link to the full playlist and my Twitch if you want to hang out with me is in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord or ping me up. I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe and Temtem up, guys.